10 o'clock, rock to 11, slow jams for the sexy and the hot. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, rock to 11, slow jams for the sexy and the hot. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. Is that Mac, homie? Don't let your lady go. You are now tuned in to internet radio. Pope after dark. Yeah, you're holding the city down. 8 to 11 weekdays, how we get it down. 9 to 10, that's the champagne hour. Hood brothers, we the chase, we make the champagne shower. We can talk sports, or we can talk cheating, or we can talk politics or how the world weakens. If you still need a jump, it'll start you with new artists, new poets, new authors. And yes, we are killing them from now on. If you a clown, best believe you getting clowned on. Yeah, we throw them in the blender. This the real deal, all of y'all just pretenders. Ratings through the roof, yeah, we crushing all contenders. They can't compete, so them haters wanna end us. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, rock to 11, slow jams for the sexy and the hot. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, rock to 11, slow jams for the sexy and the hot. Yeah, it's Pope after dark. Yeah, it's Pope after dark.
Thank you for logging on, logging in, tuning in, clicking, browsing, however you got to the Mike Pope Show. I appreciate it. Why does my mic sound like it's down some? Hello? Hello? Yeah, this sounds kind of low. Which mic do I got? I don't know. Which mic? There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Sounds a little better. Once again, thanks for logging on, logging in, browsing, searching, backspacing, bookmarking, YouTubing, Facebooking, tweeting, Instagramming. However you got here, however you are, however you found your way to tune into the Mike Pope Show, I thank you. I thank you. Applaud yourself. I don't know. I'm going to need some feedback on this because Mike sounds a little low to me. I'm not sure. I want it too loud. A little bass in it. That's what it is. I'm missing a little bass. That could be it. Well, today's theme is the executioner has resigned. Yes, executioner, former Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson has resigned over the weekend amidst threats to himself, his colleagues, and the brass, overhead, supervisors, and so on and so on. Someone must have threatened to blow that bitch up. That's what happened. Someone probably threatened to blow it up down there, set off some of them illegal, real illegal firearms that they got down there, some of them bombs and rocket launchers or something. Probably threatened to gut his wife like a fish. Seen the goons on TV with the 9mm and the AK-47 saying if they catch him, they're going to ride on him. And he said, I got to get out of this place. It is not safe for me or my family if I stay here. Apparently, the mayor said there would be no severance package. So he'll probably leave with whatever there's a pension or whatever they may be. He's entitled to that. I don't know when you're eligible for it, and I'm not too savvy in the human resource benefits side of things, so I can't really give you that. But I'm pretty sure that we don't do those. I'm pretty sure that he's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if he's dead in a year. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. Now I think because Zimmerman was an alleged civilian, I think that may be why Zimmerman hasn't been taken out yet. But I do think Wilson, I wouldn't be surprised if he's dead in a year. I'm not wishing that on no one. Obviously, death begets death. I do think that they should have tore Ferguson apart or the neighboring suburbs, as they probably did. But I don't think that I don't wish death on them. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone wanted to prove a point and like I said, took him out within a year. I wouldn't be surprised. So I have a ton of things to cover today. Trying to get the here we go. That should be it right there. Yep, there it is. Okay, just trying to see if anyone is chatting. Okay, I got it. You sound good. Okay, I had to check because I did some rearranging. Y'all see me more clearly. Is nothing impeding the view, the angle of the camera. I did some rearranging, some things back, so you can see me better now, and I hear it sounds more open to me. I guess the way I had it set up, like the sounds might have been bouncing right back to me. So I'm a little self-conscious because I don't hear myself as I would have before, but nonetheless, I'm ready to rock and roll. I think we're going to take a song break yet. No, we're not. I'm going to get right. I'm going to get right into the money. The bread and butter. Because it's been a lot. Okay. Soul Train Awards on BET. Now I didn't see it live. I didn't see it when they aired it. Because apparently it's been taped for a couple weeks now. Not sure why they wouldn't. Why it would take so long for it to air, but it's been for a couple weeks. So the ladies' night, the ladies' night performance by Lil' Kim, MC Lyte, Missy Elliott, Yo-Yo came out, the Brat was there, and of course Lisa Left Eye Lopes was not in attendance. She was not. She's deceased, so she didn't. She wasn't there. But they played it in the background on the big screen and behind the video. Her part. It was really good. I'm disappointed that Lil' Kim still has not mastered the Bobby Smurda dance, but she keeps trying it. She keeps trying it, but she looks like she's trying to do some like the bop or something. Or some type of old school move that is just not cutting it. She's still trying to bop. She need to let it go. If you can't do the Bobby Smurda, let it go. Jodeci's performance was flawlessly executed in lip sync. Yes, they lip sync. Them cokeheads, alleged cokeheads. Some of them supposed to be clean. Never even sounded that way in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. There's no way 30 years later They sound better than they did 30 years ago. I must applaud whoever set that up for them. They did a hell of a job. I seen Chris Brown. He performed. Oddly enough, Chris Brown did a Latin Music Award. I'm assuming the same day, around the same time, and he wore the exact same lei. The exact same lei. So I was researching because, like I said, I didn't watch it when it aired, so I watched clips, and I was like, wow, like that's the same thing in this other clip. And sure enough, it was the Latin Music Awards, and Chris Breezy had on the same outfit, or lei. Sorry, for minutes, lei. There's a reality television show called A Dating Naked. There was a 28-year-old woman named Jessie. I don't have her last name, and she was allegedly overexposed when she was wrestling with her. And they're dating naked. Their whole date, everything is all naked, but everything is pixelated. Well, apparently, when she was wrestling with her date on the beach in the wet sand, she bent over. They did not pixelate pixelate. They did not edit the shot of her vagina. And she's now suing the producers of the show for $10 million because they overexposed her, and she feels embarrassed. She said that she got text messages of people saying, derogatory things. Are you just going to let it all shine on national television and all kinds of little things? And so she's filed a $10 million lawsuit against the producers of the show. I have a lot of things to discuss in reference to police brutality, police abuse of power. So this is going to be a real tight show. I'm want to get some of the basic stuff, in there too, because we do live every day. Although a lot of this stuff goes on, I don't want to oversaturate it. So I will take my time, go through each instance based on the information I have, and the floor is open for anyone to call in 267-736-9785 and give your opinion. If you have more information on the story, if you just want to speak in reference to what you're hearing about this story and you want to create a dialogue, feel free to call in 267-736-9785. I'll put the number in the chat, which I do weekly. 267, yeah, and so that it's there in case anyone wants to call in. Please feel free to call in. You can text it as well. I am going to take a song break. Going to get into a song by my boy, Mr. Mel Austin Jr. We're going to get into The Big Picture. Produced by Wiz G, my man from high school. It's crazy how creative and how everybody from, that era is doing something. It's a lot going on, but everybody is doing something. And I'm just proud to know that my homie Mel and a good guy that I know from high school, Wiz, came together on this track to put together. It's a hot joint, and this is off his current CD, movie music, A Cinema for the Blind. This is called The Big Picture.
I would create you my angel, sent straight from heaven. You're something special. Where would I be if you would leave? Caught in the matrix, lost in between, falling apart. Blue baby. I ain't thinking about losing my baby. Ain't gonna lose my baby. I ain't thinking about losing my baby. Creative like Mother Nature. Oh, like words from a perfect scripture. Oh, like rain on a good spring morning. Oh, the feeling is so uncontrolling. Oh, where would I be if you would leave? Caught in the matrix, lost in between. Floating upon blue as the sea. The thought is like torture, haunting my dreams. But I ain't losing my baby. I ain't thinking about losing my baby. No, I ain't gonna lose my baby. I ain't thinking about losing my baby. No, I ain't gonna lose my baby. I ain't thinking about losing my baby. Ain't gonna lose my baby. I ain't thinking about losing my baby. Trying to lose my baby. I ain't really trying to lose my baby. Ain't trying to lose my baby. I ain't really trying to lose my baby. No, 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 no. This is not my baby. It's not my baby. I ain't really trying to lose my baby. That's not my baby. That's not my baby. I'd do anything to keep my baby. I ain't really trying to lose my baby. I'm really trying to lose my baby. I ain't really trying to lose my baby. I'm really trying to lose my baby. Really trying to lose my baby. I ain't really trying to lose my baby. I'm really trying to lose my baby.
Thank you for tuning in. It's Mike Pope here, the Mike Pope Show. Thank you for logging in, searching, Googling, kicking, Instagram, tweeting, Bing, however, whatever way you found your way to the Mike Pope Show. I thank you and I applaud you for tuning in. Now, before I go any further in the show, I'd like to take a moment to thank the donations that I received from last week ending 11/30/2014. I had a donation from Mr. Sean Clay, and I had a donation from Mr. Corey Gillum as well. On Friday, he sent his donation over. I want to once again thank these gentlemen for donating and believing in the show and the movement, because their donations are greatly appreciated. We need equipment. We have to keep the show going. I want to do some live shows. I'll need to finance the venues and also the donations are definitely appreciated and much needed to keep it going. I don't personally pocket anything, but I will use it to put back into the brand. So once again, thank Mr. Sean Clay and Mr. Corey Gillum for their donations weekend in 11/30/2014. Now, I want to talk about something that really means a slight bit more to me right now than even the Mike Brown murder or execution by the hands of the executioner, Darren Wilson. It's the sad effects of low self-esteem amongst African-American women, girls, in the United States of America. They all seem to think that light is right, which is it's a conditioning that goes all the way back to the slave times, when the lighter slaves would be what you call the house Negroes. And the women, the lighter women would be the ones that, master would make his personal, toys or whatever the case was. And what's happening now is the women of color that come into financial success via especially entertainment, they are trying to look like the European woman, the Caucasian European woman, the former cave dweller with the long hair, the light skin, the thin nose, and different features to look like the Barbie doll and this woman or that woman, whatever their goal is, and they never get it. And Lil' Kim is the epitome of an entertainer. I'm not talking about a woman, of color, period. I'm just talking about an entertainer. She is the epitome of our colored girls going wrong. Now there is also this these pictures that went viral in reference to Sammy Sosa, but he's a man, he's a male, and whatever issues he have, it stems from him being allegedly molested as a child. I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there. But men have to do better by their daughters, and this is why I said it means more to me than the Ferguson thing and all that, because that's going to come and go. We won't even remember Ferguson 8 months from now. We'll be talking about the next police brutality, the next rogue a town watch person that shoot somebody or fight somebody. We'll be talking about that later. But our daughters are going to, it's generation after generation after generation. Men have to do better. Either you're not there, or you're feeding these girls inadequate information. You're not informing them. You're not really schooling them. You're not really lending them your knowledge. How do they have such low self-esteem? Are you not telling your daughters how beautiful they are past 3 and 4 and 5 years old? You need to still tell your children or your daughters, at least your daughters, and you praise your sons as well, but your daughters, you should be telling them that they're beautiful well beyond the little baby cute years. It doesn't even matter those years. That don't mean nothing. That kind of just builds up an ego. But at 10, 11, 12 years old, when they're going through that awkward, funny looking phase, big teeth, body is unequal, and so on and so on. And I'm going through this now with my daughter. You have to let them know that they're beautiful, that they're a queen in the making, and that they should be treated as none less. They shouldn't have to hear from the little boy around the corner that they cute, that they a bad B, that they got a fatty, or that they got some big tits. They shouldn't have to hear that. And if they do, it should roll off for them. They shouldn't take that as a compliment, because if men were doing their job across the board, because Miley Cyrus is a mess, okay? Lindsay Lohan, a mess. Britney Spears was a mess. So I'm just not sticking with race. Fathers, period, aren't doing their jobs. Just being the protector of your daughter, or making sure no one touches her, or disrespects her honor. That's cool. But what are you really teaching her? What are you really teaching her? Is she really learning anything from your rhetoric? Because I talk to my daughter. I talk to all my children. We have talks about sex, about relationships, about money, about goals, about life, about my life, about what I don't want for them, what I do want for them, what they want for them. We have these discussions. I know I didn't have none of these discussions. I thought I was invincible. That's why I have a child that's more than half my age, and I'm 36. My son will be 20 next summer. I'll only be 37 this December, later on this month. I have a child that's more than half my age. So for more than half my life, I've been a parent because I thought I was invincible because I wasn't schooled properly. And no, I didn't take it as a crutch. I made decisions. Weren't always the best, weren't always the worst, but I made them. I learned from them, and I learned from people around me, and that's why I'm the man that I am today. And that's why my children are the people that they are today. So men need to do better by informing. There's no fantasy. There's no, oh, I don't want you to have sex until you get married. That's like 1 in a million. I wouldn't even want to wish that on a child, daughter or son. I don't want to wish that on them. Wait till you get married. Then once you find out that, or what if they find out that you're not sexually compatible? What if you find out you're not sexually compatible with that person? You walk away from a marriage because basically someone isn't being pleased? Is there cheating? Is there all kinds of weird kinky toys and all kinds of noodle stuff going on? In 2014 and beyond, realistically, you have to test drive the car before you purchase it. There's no other way to put it. And I'm just more realistic with my children. And like I said, and my daughter knows that she knows she's beautiful. She knows that she needs to be treated a certain way and needs to hold that standard to anyone that she comes in contact with later in life. I just wanted to get that one out because Little Kim and her face and her surgeries and her horrible Bobby Smurda dance is killing me. Yes, the surgeries and everything and the makeup. She looks like she's going to make you some General Tso's chicken at your local Chinese store. That's what she looks like. Like you're going to go in, make your order, and she's going to be back there. Especially when she has all that makeup on, it really looks bad. Really, really bad. So I just wanted to touch that and make sure that that it's that it gets some air because it has to. They're just not doing right. It's 10:27, so then we're gonna take a song break and come back on the other side, and I'll get into some of the information I have on different instances of police brutality or police abuse of power. And between Bleona White at the AMAs, Rihanna at the CFDA Awards, some type of fashion design awards, they have set it on fire in the last week or so. Whoa. Did anybody see Rihanna? Wow. All she had was like a little throw thingy covering her parts, but everything else was showing. Butt, nipples. I told y'all about me and nipples, didn't I? Everything is showing. Bleona White, Bleona. She's a Caucasian woman. Jeez. All she had on was a thong and pasties with a netted dress on. Same thing. Rihanna had like a sheer dress, and this girl had like a netted sheer dress or something. I don't know all the terminologies because I'm not female fashionably inclined, but I do know it was very sheer, thin. You can see right through it. And just to say, at 2 o'clock in the morning, it made my day. So, I'm going to get to a song break and come back on the other side. And we're going to discuss, like I said, some of these topics of or discussion points of police brutality. Here is Perfection by Lanice London off of, I believe it's her last album, but or her mixtape. It's Perfection. Right back after this song break.
No and I thought to myself, if I don't, then I starve. Trying to be dope like a flow that's from Mars, so whenever I spit, you'll be sure to see stars. I wanna be perfect, I'm sure that it's worth it. I think about failing and then I get nervous. Swear that my music is doing a service. I know I'll be great without making the purchase. No, I'm not perfect, no, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I have a fit. It don't matter a bit, all you see is what's on the surface, what's on the surface. No, I'm not perfect, no, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I hit the stage and I just spit for days and they see that I have a purpose. I'm looking for perfection, yeah. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when it's working, yeah. No days off. All these little rappers want the fire blaze off. Living and I'm hoping that the grind pays off. Look into my eyes and watch the die fade off. I don't wanna flaw, driving for perfection and I wanna rid them all. Any little error, see I wanna fix them all. OCD or whatever you can call. Good will never be great. Luck will never be fake. Premature is probably better than late, but I'm trying to touch the ones that's skipping that gate. I just wanna be a legend. I know I see it coming. Wait, hold it there a second. The one with the crown probably really feel threatened. This got the feeling of a tortoise hair lesson. Lyrically fit, see I've been on my They call it as is and say ain't that a They see that I'm winning and wanna pitch fits. They knew that I had it, they seen it from rip. That shit on my shoulder, you call it a chip. I call it my right to have birds that I flip. Oozing perfections, that just what I drip. Sarcastic is ever in all of that way. No, I'm not perfect, no, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I have a fit. It don't matter a bit, all you see is what's on the surface, what's on the surface. No, I'm not perfect, no, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I hit the stage and I just spit for days and they see that I have a purpose. I'm looking for perfection, yeah. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when you see this working, yeah. Days like this. Sometimes I wonder if I was really fucking made for this. All of the lights, all of the fame, all of the hurt, the disappointment, and the pain. Wait, hold up, I'm about to kill him, just let me f***ing stroll up. Running through my verse and they hate to see me scroll up. Texting these niggas like I just put a toll up. You kidding me? You tried to believe that I wouldn't get bigger. They rotten for me, so believe I get figured. You try to stop me, but see, you just got bitter. Days like this. I know that I'll be making shit that's so perfect. All of the love, all of the hate, all of the times I told myself that I'ma be great. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I have a fit. It don't matter a bit, all you see is what's on the surface, what's on the surface. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when I hit the stage and I just spit for days and they see that I have a purpose. I'm looking for perfection, yeah. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for perfection. No, I'm not perfect, but it makes it all worth it when it's this working, yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, logging in, searching, accidentally stumbling across this. However you got to the Mike Pope Show, once again, I thank you. Okay, so we are in the second half of the show, and we have still some things that we're going to discuss. I'm who I am. I'm half idiot, half remedial. So I tend to, talk about what's to talk about. I did want to ask a question and answer it, and I'll take feedback if it comes over. You can call in 267-736-9785. 267-736-9785. Why is it a woman can move in with a man and don't have to contribute, but a man can't move in with a woman and she's already got everything set, and he doesn't, and he can't move in and not contribute? What is the standard or double standard to that unwritten rule. Because if you're a man and you move in with a woman and you don't contribute, you're a bum. Just plain and simple. You're a bum. Now, if she helps you, if this is your woman and you've went through some financial difficulties, some hard times, then she's helping you. She's a good woman. Marry her as soon as possible. Stop pulling out. That's the advice I give you. But if you are working, even if you have, a pretty decent job, a job, not even a career, a pretty decent job, $10, $12, $15 an hour, and you don't contribute, you find it okay to splurge, cell phones, tablets, eating out, stuff like that, and you don't contribute just because she's able to, you're selfish, and something really went wrong with her for allowing it to happen. I just wanted to touch that because it came up recently, and and I don't let certain things I don't let get past me. I kind of keep, I tuck it away. Also, there was a topic on that dropped. Somebody put on their statuses. Can you build a connection with someone over the internet before you actually meet them in person? I think, in essence, that's very similar to meeting someone at the mall one time, at the club or something, just that one time, and then texting to build something, to get information. I think it's very similar because if you meet somebody online, it's a good line. You've seen something, a picture, profile picture of a child, their child or something like that. You've seen something that you can relate to that person, much like seeing them in person that one time. I'm going to limit it to one because I have a point. So you're texting, you're getting to know each other. With texting, you can tell 10 jokes, throughout an hour's time, versus if you're on the phone, you may seem silly. She might not take you serious, but texting, meeting online, building a connection that way, it's very similar. Now, no one, the person that posted it didn't really get in depth with it, so I have to build it to a point. So you figure that texting with me, first meeting me, it's going to be heavy, at least the first 2 weeks, heavy. You'll probably hear from me 150 texts a day, easily, early on, because I want to make you, I want you to feel comfortable talking to me. I want you to, I want you to be in a good space when you talk to me. I want you to be like, oh man, this guy, or what am I talking about? He seems so serious, and I want you to be comfortable. So I open up on that front. Now I don't open up like almost ever, like ever. I mean, I did a 10-year stretch, and I think it's stuff that she doesn't know about me. I think no one knows more than the same thing. No one knows more than one of the same thing about me. I think I'm saying it properly. No two people know the same thing about me. There you go. Applaud me for being a airhead. Took me too long to get that one together. But can you actually, build that connection? I say yes. I was an over-the-phone lover back in, 10, 11, 12 years old. I had mad girlfriends that, to this day, I probably didn't see them, and I don't never even know that was them back then. I met about 3 of them. One was a disaster. Total disaster. One was, ended up being my first, and it wasn't really a disaster, but yikes. And the other one, I met her as an adult, so there was no chance of really nothing, jumping off and not long over her. Actually, she turned out to be luckily we only talked on the phone, but turned out to be a direct relative, not like a married in cousin, but like a cousin of a cousin. So it's like, oh, whoa. But yeah. So I think you can, and it's not bad. A lot of people say, oh, because the person can put on a show in front. Now, the same person can put on a show in front if they meet you in person. Hell, most people, when you meet them in person, unless they're similar to me, I'm not gonna say I'm just so unique, but I'm really like, it takes a lot for me to meet a person and you know, like to flat out say, hey, excuse me, can I holler at you? I gotta strip down so many layers just to say hello. Well, not to say hello, but just to break that ice. So, you know, I think it can be a genuine situation, but you got to be careful about no matter who it could be. Your mother could introduce you to somebody, and you still got to be careful. You know, it's people's intent. That's all. You can't limit it to online and in person. It's people's intent, and that's where it goes. So I'm talking about this this situation from last year, September 2013. Ex-Florida AMU football player, his name was Jonathan Farrell. He crashed his car. He was a designated driver, dropped everybody off, and then he had an accident. It was pretty bad. It was a bad wreck. So he went to the first house that he seen, or that he could find, knocked on the door. The woman thought it was her husband, answered the door. It wasn't. It was, you know, Mr. Farrell. She slammed the door, locked the door. He kept knocking because he was pretty hurt. She called the cops and said somebody's trying to rob her. Cops come out. Allegedly, Mr. Farrell came towards them, and he was shot and killed by I think so, like 40 shots that they shot at him. This was in September. The first grand jury did not indict him. This is in North Carolina. Sorry if I left out that. Sorry, in North Carolina. If the first jury did not indict him, and there was some outrage over that, and obviously it wasn't big enough, or maybe because of the Michael Brown thing, how he laid in the street for 4.5 hours, it just made bigger news. But this wasn't really, you know, reported, you know, heavy, because, you know, Don Lemon of CNN, you know, that coon over there. Yes, I'm saying it. He's a coon. You know, he would have flipped it and made it seem like, you know, the police were heroes or whatever. But nonetheless, Officer Randall Carrick was indicted on second degree charges by the grand jury of second degree voluntary manslaughter, January 20th, 2014. He is out on bail, on bond, sorry, and the case hasn't closed yet. So, and you figure this is been almost a year. I researched as far as I can go. You know, eventually I hit a wall that said, you know, the trial's still pending. Which brings me to the next thing I want to discuss. Should the not defense attorney, the lawyers for Michael Brown, should they be pushing for a second trial at a grand jury? And maybe not in Ferguson, maybe in another, you know, neighboring town or the capital. I don't know how that goes. But should they go for another grand jury? Should that prosecutor be removed from the case? Because after seeing his reactions and how he was trying to discredit the prosecutor who was supposed to build up the evidence, he was discrediting the evidence all along as he was getting ready to lead up to the grand jury not indicting executioner, ex-police officer Darren Wilson. So should there be a second grand jury hearing in the Michael Brown case? I would like some feedback on that. The phone lines are open, 267-736-9785. Yeah. So there was a gentleman by the name of Jamal Jones. Him and his mother of his children, and I don't know if it was his two children, at least the youngest one is, were in a car, and the mother was driving, and she got pulled over for a seatbelt. This was in Indiana, Hammond, Indiana. And you know, you go all the way back to the Larry Bird days of playing at Indiana State University, and that was a racist town, racist state. So you can't really be surprised, because it's still redneck. But nonetheless, whatever. So Jamal Jones, had his window cracked, and he was like, why are you, questioning me? He didn't have his license because he had to surrender his license for a different, for a suspension. You surrender. They hole punch it. They take it from you. I've never had that done. I've only had my old license hole punched and given back to me. But when they suspend it, you suspend it just like your license plate, they take it from you. So apparently he just only had the paperwork on him. He went to retrieve the paperwork from his book bag, and they drew a gun, saying that he was reaching for a gun. Okay. He sat in the car, he gave him his paperwork and said, listen, I don't want to get out. I don't know what's going on. The officer outside kept saying, you're on a body mic, the dashboard camera is going, so on and so on. His hands were visible the whole time. Then another officer just came out of nowhere, shattered the window. Third officer tased him, drug him out the car, handcuffed him, and he yanked the little grappling thing out of his back. The thing that actually sends the bolt into your body. In front of his children. And the oldest child, 14-year-old son, was recording the whole thing the whole time. And the mother was on the phone with police dispatch the whole time because she didn't like what was going on. And they were trying to get a supervisor to come out because they were scared, or they alleged that they were fearful for their life because of everything that's been going on. I'd like to know what you guys think about that. Because that has to be a real... I don't see where's the justification in smashing the window, tasing him, pulling him out. And they're saying it said he was interfering with investigation or something. They trumped up some stuff. He was released. They're suing, and so now a old marijuana charge from 2007 has been brought up. He has to turn himself in, or he has turned himself in. This was in September that this all happened. He's turned himself in on a misdemeanor possession charge, which will only get him like a ticket, and in Philadelphia you only get a ticket, a $25 ticket or something like that, if you carry marijuana. He had a misdemeanor possession charge, not intent to distribute or nothing. So they went and found that and arrested him. And they didn't find that on him when they took him in for allegedly resisting and all that. But yet and still they find it, a few weeks later when, the family is trying to sue. So they trying to, attack his credibility by, saying, well, he's a pot dealer. We knew, just like they knew that Michael Brown committed some type of strong arm robbery, but yet and still the owner of that Quickie Mart was on national television and said he never called it in a strong arm robbery. So we all know Big Brother is they find ways, and we've all seen Enemy of the State featuring Will Smith and the other guy, forget his name. I know Jamie Kennedy was in that too. This is a funny movie. But yes, he was tased and arrested. Are you serious? I don't know. But today I was traveling from my end of the city, which is the farther north side of the city. For those who don't live in Philadelphia, it's the farther north side of Route 611. For those who do know Philadelphia, Albany. I was on a train, and I'm looking at a group of Caucasian children that goes to local high school, Roman Catholic, and a group of African American children. And the culture gap is so wide that I feel like overall our children are losing. They're failing. They're flat out losing. These guys, they got their homework books out. This is high school. Homework books out, they little sandwiches, they trying to eat and study and prep on their way back. I believe they had practice somewhere. They're trying to study, you know, get things going on their way back to the school. And then the conversation was, you know, like, you know, they was like happy and, you know, talking about school and the game and, you know, practice and so on and so on. Then I see a group of, you know, colored children, African American children, and they talking about Jordans and a fight, you know, somebody recording a fight, and I'm just like, damn, like there's really a gap, a crippling gap, and they're failing culturally, socially, fiscally, mentally, generationally, failing. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 good parents is not doing enough. Our children, these both sets of children were at high school ages. Total different agendas. I'm gonna say agendas. Total different, you know, environments obviously bring something different, but just what was going on, calling each other the B word, and I'm not saying that, you know, the other side doesn't do that. In no way am I giving any type of, you know, escape like, oh, they're perfect. No, I'm just examining that group of children in public versus the other group of children on the exact same train that I was on. I was going to City to take care of some business this morning. I was on the Broad Street line, for those that know. And for those who don't know Philadelphia, it's the Orange line. Whenever you come to the city, the Orange line will take you from South Philly, Philadelphia Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, their stadiums, all the way to the other end of North Broad Street. And I was in shock. I was just like, wow, it's really still a huge difference. Now, I've seen groups of children from some of the alleged worst schools have those same similar discussions as the kids from Roman Catholic. So I'm not putting them on a pedestal. But what I'm saying is we have the good, but the bad or the less is really not there. You know, like I said, I've seen children that come from what is alleged to be horrible schools and have similar discussions as the children from Roman Catholic. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting anybody on a pedestal. No way. But I just think that we should have our children focused on more than the Jordans, more than a fight online, a recording of who recorded the fight, who won the fight. You know, that was the basis of their discussion. Like, oh, you know, so and so they won it. So and so recorded it. You know, I mean, are they going to put it, you know, World Star or maybe YouTube or something like that? And then what? You know, it's nothing positive. So, you know, and then something really happened, you could find yourself in the midst of a, you know, lawsuit or being arrested because you've enabled something or because you've broadcasted some type of a violent event. I don't know. The law is tricky, and they find, if they want to hang you, they will find a way to hang you. So I just think that the gap is crippling, and it's still, you know, and it's the lack of unity across the board in the minorities in the impoverished neighborhoods, because, you know, somebody start making 21,000 a year when they come from, you know, welfare to work program. They think they made it. They think they, you know, I'm good, and they start changing. They become hood fabulous, hood Hollywood. And they, don't come near my house. They went and got them little Walmart chandelier. Got their little Lowe's, air conditioner, and they little on sale, 42-inch for $150 TV at Walmart, and now they think they're better, or they express that, or they show that they treat people that way, and it's the lack of unity within the community, and it starts from within the household. You got mothers against daughters, fathers against sons, sons against fathers, children, grandchildren against grandparents. Like it starts at home. I think it started declining when physically chastising your child became a national issue. So no longer could a basic whooping frighten a child, because they can threaten to call 911, or they actually can, and then they would have an investigation, and so on and so on. So we'll touch base with this more on tomorrow. I'm not going to beat you up with too much of the of that, because I can talk about that for 3 shows straight. That must have been what's the name? So I thank you for tuning in, because that's it for the show today. I have 40 things to discuss tomorrow, and I want to make sure I mix it up. I'm not going to just sit and make a dry show about police brutality and poor parenting and so on and so forth. I got to get back to the shenanigans. So in order for me to get back to the shenanigans, I have to break it up, and I'm going to close out the show. I thank you for tuning in, logging on, searching me, YouTubing me, Facebooking me, tweeting, however you found my show, however you found this gem. I would hope that you stick around for it. Come back for future shows. Donate through PayPal. Email address, mrmpope77@gmail.com. As I always say, take care of yourself. Take care of your children. Be fruitful in life. And if a cop asks you for any identification, you raise your hand, you say, don't shoot, you can get it yourself. Be smart. Don't give them a reason to shoot you. This is Mike Pope. I'm out, and I will see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thank you.
My lesson.